I'm going to mount the plants that we collected under the oak tree a couple of weeks ago. And they are in the press, but they should be completely dry by now. Here's my sheet that's identifying that this is indeed the pedicularis that I collected. So I'm going to take this, and I hope you can see that it's just on this newsprint, but it's completely dry now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to glue it here, put the glue out. All right, this is the piece of paper that it will be living on in the herbarium. So now what I want to do is take this piece that I have. The root kind of got broken off of it when it was drying. And I'm going to take the whole thing, and because it's dry, it's pretty flat. Oh, but before I take it, I am going to snip off a couple pieces that can go into the packet. I'm going to take a little small fragment packet, and I'm going to snip off just a couple things here. Some of these fruits and flower. There's old flower and fruit there. I think I'll take off another one here, down near the bottom, maybe up here. I will be able to use these in the fragment packet, and then if someone needs to look at the fruit for identification, sometimes I would take some leaf material, and right now I think I will take a little bit of material just maybe right here. And then if someone needed to look at some leaf material, they would be able to do that. And these pieces I will put in the fragment packet. So now I'm going to set this fragment packet aside. And sometimes we collect a lot in the fragment packet, sometimes not so much. But I'm going to keep this ready. And as I'm thinking about how to position this on the page here, I want to have this showing well. I'm going to need to put some information up here. And then I'm going to need to put the little sticker that identifies information about where it was collected. And I usually try and put it down in this corner. And I'll probably put the fragment packet here somewhere. And this also needs to go with it. And I'm going to position it about where it was. So now I have an idea how I want it on the sheet. And I'm going to come back to getting the glue. And I need to get enough glue that I can glue the entire thing all at once. So I want to have enough glue on the sheet that will be tall enough and wide enough to glue it all at once. Then I will take this entire piece and set it on the glue. And as I do that, I'm going to make sure glue gets on all the parts by tapping it just very lightly with these tweezers. And I don't think you can see this well where you are, but actually some of these leaves are facing up, and at least one leaf I tried to have folded over when I was pressing it, so that when it goes here, you can see both the front and the back of leaf material. So now I'm going to take this and unstick it carefully. And then put it down where I wanted it here. And I try to get it in the right place the first time. And then I need to just tap it. Some of the older collections were very full of glue. Nowadays we try not to glue things so that it makes them impossible to look at or to see all the features. Now I'll take this little hunk here and put it in a place that has maybe a little bit more glue. So I will place it where it was going there. Now a piece like that is not always stable, so I am going to actually have it, get it a little bit stuck on there with a small piece of tape, just to be sure that it doesn't move or fall away from this exhibit. Sometimes the tape can be taken off after the glue dries. Sometimes we leave it there. That's the main part. And now the next thing that I would do is take the label that we've made for this ahead of time. And this label is going to tell you that it is from the Oakmead Herbarium and collection. It tells you the flower, it tells you information about where it was collected, that the collector was me, and the date. And I'm also going to get some glue on the back of this. And there are a couple different ways to do this. One way is to just put the glue straight onto the paper. But it's kind of helpful so that you don't get too much glue. Put it on another piece of paper. And then put your paper that you're going to glue on here against that paper. And then you get a nice, very thin layer on here. And I will put this down in this corner. And it's good to have very clean fingers. And I will rub it down so that it's sticking everywhere and bring the glue out towards the edges there. That is identifying how this was collected. And the other part that I'm going to need is a little number that goes up here. And we'll put that on here. And then this will be, oh, wait a minute. I haven't put the fragment packet on. So I also want to put the fragment packet on, and I'll do that with just a little glue. And then I'm going to put the fragment packet right here. That way it'll stay with this collection. And if something else breaks off along here when people are accessing it, they can put those extra little bits of leaves or whatever into the fragment packet. And there it goes. So I'm going to put the barcode up here, and then this one will be done. Here's the barcode. I'm going to go up in usually the top left corner if there's room. Sometimes because of the way the specimen is filling up the space, it needs to go maybe the next best place would be over here in the right hand upper corner. But sometimes it has to be somewhere slightly different because of the shape of the collected piece. After I've done those things, I would take a piece of wax paper. And I use wax paper because there is some wet glue here, and if I use some other paper, it would just stick to it. And I put the wax paper on it, and then I put another one of these blotter pieces on it. Occasionally, when you have a root like that, it's wise to put maybe a little bit of other paper there to kind of cushion it. And we'll do that. And then I will put, in this case, I think I will actually put this on it. When you have something lumpy, sometimes you need a little bit of foam. And then I will put this. And then I would put a heavy weight on it. Say, some bricks, or a large book, or some other kind of weight. And it needs a day or so to dry, and then it can go into the freezer. Put it in a plastic bag, put it in the freezer, and the freezer is going to, it has to stay in the freezer for, well, we like to keep it in there for about a week, deep freeze, and that hopefully will kill any insects or grubs or spiders or any other kind of organic matter that might destroy the collected specimen. And then it can go into the shelves of the herbarium collection.